Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. We have Wednesday, which means this is the weekend video, obviously. No, I wanted to have this up on the weekend. I made most of the models on the weekend, except for the last one that I edited. But I just didn't find the time slot to actually edit the video, at least the footage, and yeah, put a good video together. So this is why why I'm doing this on Wednesday. Yeah, next week I'm off work, so there might be more time for me to make content. I currently plan to go back to the animation, but we don't know 100% for sure right now, so we'll see. You can see there's some odd things I'm making. This is because I made the dungeon. As you remember, I made the other environments, and for the dungeon specifically, I wanted some more dungeony content. I wanted some more dungeony furniture. So what I did is I made a specific set of furniture that I want to have for scenes like that. If you remember, the throne room got the throne placed in it, but the dungeon is basically empty except for the two pillars, so it needs some content. One of these contents is the cage. There is also the rigging of the cage involved. The cage has a door that can be opened and closed. One thing that I will change about this model in the near future is currently there's only two materials on it, one for the door, one for the rest of the cage. And what I will do later is I will change that. I will give it additional materials, mainly because I also want to use the cage for other renders, other venues. And yeah, I will edit that later. I mean, it's just grabbing the pieces and making new materials for them, so it's relatively easy. And I have to re-rig the cage. And another way I can do this, which I'm currently thinking about or looking into, is I know that I can remove vertices from a model. Like in Dev Studio, I can change and remove vertices, and that is something that I actually might do. Just like grab the vertices I don't want on the other model, delete them, save this as a secondary model, which yeah would give me another model, but look, I would have to save the space for a model instead of just removing a few of the materials, or hide a few of the materials. So I'm not 100% sure of which one I prefer. But yeah, I made the torture cage for the dungeon setting, so I have something that fits the vibe, at least. And it is in one of the renders at the end. The second render at the end has a prop that I actually didn't show making in the video, because this was a very short-term idea of mine. I was working on the scene when I said, hey, I actually need something else. I need more. I need something in addition. I don't want to double anything that I already have. I want to put in something else. So I made the other model that you will see at the render at the end. So if you want, you can just jump and check this out. But yeah. The cage itself is relatively simple, as you can see, as you have seen. Not really a complex model itself. It has a little ring on the top, so I could theoretically hang it on a chain if I ever felt like that, so that's an option. Rigging itself is relatively easy. I made two materials, which meant I also had two surfaces which I could just grab for the surfaces. and then the rigging is relatively easy. I just try to make sure that the cage, that the bone for the door of the cage is correct in its setting. I basically removed all the other settings so you can only open the cage, and I might have to actually fiddle around with the starting point of the model a bit, but we'll see how the whole thing goes. Second model we're gonna come to in a second. You see me modeling it here because I made all of this in one go effectively, but yeah, this is the second model. It's one of those crosses that you can tie people up on, I guess. And yeah, I actually made two versions of this because the first one crashed before I could save it. So that's that. But yeah, it was basically the same idea, the same structure. I just didn't save it when I should have. Yeah, making sure that this is the same size, because the cage was modeled around Genesis 2, so this is also meant to like be put in the scene without rescaling. This is something that I have to do every once in a while, put in a model and see that I made this way too big, way too small, and have to rescale it, which is the fact for the third of the models that I'm making in this video. This is way too small. I made this in hexagon. It is way too small. I usually have to upscale this a few times, or by a few 100%, so that it's fitting into the scene. But yeah, the cage itself is not very the cross is not very complex. It's not even rigged. Like it just is a model. I don't intend to use it on the in the scene or in anything. It's just there for background, so it fills the dungeon with something fitting. And we are going on to the last model in a second. Last model is a Brazier, not really sure. How do you pronounce this? Brazier or Brazier? Let me know in the comments. I don't know. Simple tube that I reformed and cut a few pieces away, so I had this inner form of the Brazier. I'm trying to reduce the number of different objects in this, simply so that it loads quicker and faster. You will see me edit a few of these models later on. And yeah, the sides with the feet are yeah, handmade, as you can see. Basically just a simple idea that I had, and yeah, sorry. I basically made one of the feet, then I copy pasted the whole thing a few times. I really like how this looks currently, the empty form. And for the full form, or for the filling of this, I basically imported another model that I made ages ago, which just has like these coals, which is just like rough stones that I put in, and then I made all of these stones into one single object, which breaks their UV map completely. So what I basically did is I refixed more or less the UV maps of this, which took a bit of time, but it is what it is. And after fixing all the UV maps, why is this taking so long? I copy pasted this model of the stone group a few times. And since I wanted to have this glow effect in it, I added a plane, made sure that it fits the whole yeah thing, and then I copy pasted the plane a few times so that I have different levels under the coals where it like glows, and that's it for this model. Yeah, this is 2 renders that I made for you. Enjoy these, and I'll see you in the next one whenever that comes up. Until then, stay healthy, stay safe, and I'll see you guys around.